Going live. Going live. You're live. Hello everyone. I'm Santiago, and today I'm going to be testing F123 on PC on the 1650, 1050 Ti and RTX 3050. How are you guys doing? Welcome. First of all, thanks to EA for providing a code of the game. Honestly, I mean, let's be honest. The F1 games, well, I like playing them from time to time, just because my girlfriend and I watch it on TV. Mostly a she thing than me. Not super interested in F1 personally. But I tried it in VR. F122 was very cool to be in that position in VR. But I haven't tested an F1 game since 2019. So it's been 4 years since I made a video on one of these games. So here I am. Welcome back, guys. Hey, Argux XZZ. What do you mean TNAF? I'm confused. So let's launch the game right away. At this point in time, is from EA. EA bought Codemasters a while back. So now those are all EA games. They own everything. So the last time I tried an F1 game, EA wasn't buying Codemasters yet. So how's it going, Alexandru Edward? Happy to see you. Hello from Turkey, hello from Uruguay. Why this game? Because I had the chance. I mean, they offered a code and I say, hell yeah, I want to try F1. It's been 4 years since I recorded F1. But don't worry, I'm a good driver in the benchmark mode. The benchmark mode is basically playing the same. My first complaint though, there's no cursor on screen. So I cannot use my mouse to select options, I have to use arrows. But that's fine, whatever. It's a shame, but here we are. Motion burst strength, in a racing game, I like to put it on 5. Stereo animation, yes. Video mode, you got full screen, windowed, and all the rest. So windowed, full screen, and windowed full screen. Let's discard those changes. Then, yo, Direct00. There's a lot of options here. I'm happy to report that there is FSR, FSR2, better said. Takes a few seconds to apply the change, but there we are. XeSS from Intel, and I'm guessing it will have DLSS 3 as well, but once we put the RTX cards, we'll find out. And there's also TAA with nothing. Let's start with TAA and sharpening. Let's keep it at 35%. There's also dynamic resolution, which is cool to see in more games. And that's basically it. Let's give it a shot like this on high settings, 1080p. Although I'm going to lower the textures to medium. So texture streaming will stay on medium. Why? Because VRAM. Even in the menu I was using 4 GB. Sí, Celis, la 570 suele estar un poco por encima. So what I'm going to do, guys, is basically the benchmark mode. Looks the same as playing the game, but it'll look more professional. So let's do that, and I'll talk to you guys in the meantime. I'll select Australia because there's lots of trees. Let's do, okay, there is rain and clear. Let's cycle cameras, number of laps only 1, and let's put FPS counter. So let's try it. Yeah, XeSS looks good, but in my opinion at least, too much ghosting. Personal preference, of course, but I think it's too ghosty. Okay, 6 FPS, let's see if it stays that way. It's funny, they have a kick logo. Okay, so far looking good, even on high settings, medium textures. Alright. Some stutter there. Hey, it's looking pretty good. This is native resolution, by the way. Medium textures. This won't be a long live stream. I have 2 more streams coming in today, but I wanted to check this one out. I'm pretty impressed so far. It was so easy to get going. I want to try the rain after this though. But see, I look like a professional. It's so cool. I mean, the graphics on F1 games have always been very, very good. So for me, at least the lighting looks different, actually. Plus it depends on the game. Okay. Gotcha. I'll try it out more often. In those games I haven't tried it. But in the games that I tried it was there was a lot of ghosting. Although in Modern Warfare 2 it looked pretty good, actually. Modern Warfare 2 was one of those. Okay. Let's see the averages. So far so good. The first attempt worked pretty well. Let's see, what's next? Okay, so we got an average of 64, minimum of 44, and maximum of 72. You know what? That's fair enough for me. I want to try the rain, just to be sure that that's not a big issue. Rain in racing games sometimes can kill performance, so we might as well give it a shot. Let's see. Anyway, but so far I thought it was going to run worse. Although I'm unhappy that it's only DX12. Okay. Let's see, once the particles show up. Oh, okay. Okay, we drop into the mid-50s. Never mind, we drop even more, into the 40s. Wow. Yeah, see the rain, although I love how it looks when it's raining. Every game looks better when it's raining. I mean, come on. Wow. Although there's some artifacting going on behind the car. I think that's the TAA actually. Wow. AMD somewhat lost the race of upscalers. They mentioned FSR long ago, FSR 3, there's nothing went afterwards. It takes a bit. We'll find it soon enough. FSR 1 also took a while to arrive. It could only be used on AMD cards, kinda makes sense. Because if there are fabricating frames in the middle like Nvidia, you need some hardware to support it. So we'll see what happens. Competition is good for everyone. So as you can see guys, when it's raining, it can drop into the 40s when you just get out of at the beginning of the race. So I'm probably going to use FSR2. Hey Teams Perspectiva, how's it going? How was your Argentinian trip? It was great. I went skiing because there was some snow. And it was, well, I never skied in my life. I never saw snow. I took a class. I fell 7 times. It's all recorded, so I might do a compilation, I share it. But it was a lot of fun. Never saw mountains either, so it was pretty cool. I feel like I blew some steam off there. Hey Zena Gaming, are you planning to get Blue Team GPU someday? It's not even present in my country, so at the moment no chance. Okay, so in the rain it was significantly more demanding. We lost like 15 FPS. So I'm going to just try FSR on quality, FSR2. But I saw some ghosting even with the in-game TAA, which is very disappointing. I mean, there's a lot of movement, but still. Let's do FSR2 on quality. And the sharpness, I'll keep it at 30. Okay. Then I'm going to lower the weather effects. Where's the screen space reflections? Screen space reflections here. Let's put this on medium. So medium textures and SSR plus FSR2 quality. This might be the best settings, at least for me. Have you seen benchmarks Intel improving performance with drivers good? Yeah, I know. But the fact that it's not available in my country means that in many countries that watch my channel is not available. So, I mean, if people barely watch my AMD GPU videos, the Intel videos will be even worse. So I'm sorry, but on a business perspective, it's not convenient for me. Which is a shame. I'm super interested in competition there. Sí, tal cual, Sergio. A mí me da mucha gracia. Yo en lluvia no andaría. Okay, let's see. With the adjustments. Looks a little bit soft. I might increase the... what's the name of this? I might increase the sharpness. Although, let's be honest, most people won't play under these conditions. Yeah. But still, I like to try it out. It's barely an improvement with the adjustments in settings, and the ghosted is way worse. Yeah, no. Okay. Yeah, no, look at this, guys. The ghosting behind the car is terrible. Yeah, forget about it. I'm not doing FSR on this one. It's understandable. Thanks. I'm doing fine. What about you, Xena Gaming? Also, guys, I'm going to be playing 6 Days in Fallujah and Trepang 2 after this. So everything will be today. So you'll see a lot of my face today, if you're interested, of course. Okay, so let me pull back on what I said before. FSR2, don't use it. Too much ghosting. Keep it on TAA only or TAA plus sharpening. Yeah, probably with sharpening. And keep it at maybe 45. There's also dynamic resolution. But I think on 1080p like this, it should be fine. Because most people are not going to be using rainy conditions. Most people. Then on the settings, everything on high, except in the reflections. Those are on medium. And the textures are on medium. And that's basically it. So let me show you one more run. It is great, but why so late? What do you mean? What do you mean late? I'm confused. Let's try that again. So now high, medium textures and FSR. No, whoa, medium textures and SSR. And that's basically it. Those will be my best settings for this. What is AMD CACAO? It's an ambient occlusion technique from AMD. It's also on Resident Evil Village. It's supposed to be more accurate, but that depends on a game-to-game basis. In some games it's good, in some games it's garbage. In this case, it looks fine. I might lower that as well, actually. I forgot to restart the game though. I'm getting worse numbers now. Yeah, let's restart the game very quickly. You offer streaming 3 hours earlier? What do you mean? This is one next gen on PC? Yeah, it's next gen. It has ray tracing, but we cannot enable ray tracing on the 1650 because it's not an RTX card. You offer streaming 3 hours earlier? What do you mean? I'm sorry, I'm confused. It's 5 p.m. here, 5:55 p.m. And I got off work, so I cannot do it earlier. I got off work full time. I do VR testing. Yesterday I did 4 hours straight in my VR headset testing for the company I work for. Today I did 2 hours. I'm tired AF. I was also helping testing some Android and iOS apps, and we were debugging and troubleshooting. And now I'm here. So there's not much of an option. I mean, what else next gen in a car game can you offer more than ray tracing? That's a good thing. That's a good thing. That's a good point. I would say the amount of polygons on the cars and the draw distance and the amount of cars on screen, but F1 is always the same amount of cars. Maybe more people watching the race. There's also story mode now, which I'm super interested, but that's the same thing. So yeah, as you can see here, we got ray tracing, transparent reflections as well. But I mean, again, in this game, I wouldn't really use this. You're not going to notice as much. You have to really look for it. You managed to get your hands on a 3060. Finally, yeah, max settings finally. With DLSS, you should be fine. Okay, let's disable this, CACAO. We have ASSAO or ASAO. As ambient occlusion. It must be terrible for the eyes. Nah, I'm kidding. It's probably advanced screen space ambient occlusion. HBAO plus, horizon based ambient occlusion plus, or off. Let's keep ASAO. And that's basically it. There's also VRS, but I don't like using it in general. There's also this for RTX 40 series cards. And no chromatic aberration, of course. ASAO. It's terrible. It's almost 0-0. It's almost midnight in my place. That's fine, man. You don't have to be here for the entire thing. I'm sorry we don't match in time frames. But it is what it is. We live in the separate corners of the world. Okay. Let's continue. Yeah, you gotta recommend that AO to your friends. Okay, so those are the settings. Let's try Australia again. Why Australia? Because more foliage. That's been like that since F1 2019 when I tried it back then. I have a new email. Okay, I'll tell you what the email is about. That was pretty funny. So I just got an email. I get a lot of sponsor emails. I never accept most of them because, well, usually they are not interesting. But I got another email from Raid Shadow Legends. It's been a couple of years since then. Funny. Should I do a Raid Shadow Legends video? Let me read the email in the meantime. I want to laugh. That's the last people I will work with. Nothing against them, but I just don't like their game. Okay, let me read the email. Epic collaboration for Santiago. Okay, they're looking for 1 hour of gameplay of Raid Shadow Legends on YouTube stream. 1 hour! Imagine, guys, Santiago playing 1 hour of Raid on stream. Yeah, no, not going to happen. Get a widget with download on screen. Keep the VOD of the transmission for 1 year of the live stream. July 2023. Also, add integration 60 to 90 seconds. Yeah, no. Imagine a 60-second raid ad on this live stream. It would be terrible. What the hell? Yeah, no, we're not working together. I hate Raid Shadow Legends. They're asking for too much. I don't like selling my soul. I don't know. Can you emulate it, Raid Shadow Legends? Yeah, probably, but I'm not interested. I mean, if you watch my channel, you're probably not interested in that game. You're not playing games, you stream, but you're here for friendly personality. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Okay. So we got average 66, minimum 50, maximum 75. Yeah, definitely this is the way to play the game on this card. So let me show you the settings one more time. So we swap GPUs. So basically 1080p. So no upscaling, this is native 1080p. It's very distracting. Then on the settings, basically high settings with as AO. So advanced screen space ambient occlusion, medium reflections, medium textures, and that's basically it. Those are the settings that you should use in my opinion. And the benchmark mode, I use it because it drives way better than me. So let me show you Monaco now. Should have less trees, it probably runs even better. But if you're playing in the rain, it's 45 FPS when all the cars are in the grid. So keep that in mind. Yeah, you can emulate it, but exactly, this perspectiva, because that game sucks. Exactly. And I don't know why each time I restart the race, the game runs a little bit worse. That's odd. If I restart the game, it's like 5 frames ahead. Maybe a VRAM limitation. No, never mind. It's better now. But hey, looks great. I mean, if I didn't tell you this was a game, some people in my family thought I was watching F1 when I tried this game a couple days ago. I kept the camera the same one as the TV, and they thought I was watching F1. Map is different. Yeah, the map is different, yeah, but this one should be less demanding because, yeah, there's more geometry, but at the same time, there's not as much foliage. Although I'm noticing there should be more shadows because there's more light sources. Maybe that's something that RayTracing offers when you're in those tunnels. Maybe those lights produce shadows. But hey, it looks very good. What caught my attention in the previous game, I tried it on VR, is that they allow you to use ray tracing in VR. I mean, that's insane. Okay, yeah, this is completely fine, guys. Auto do something option? Oh, yeah, I agree. I didn't understand the message. Yeah, I mean, usually I was not a fan of turn-based games ever. Then I started liking them as a portable thing. Okay, average 66. So those are the settings, guys. Let's swap GPUs. So I've never been a big into turn-based games. That's why I never liked Final Fantasy before they started to doing real-time combat. But then I started getting the hang of it. And I like doing it on the Steam Deck. Then on a main computer, turn-based, not my cup of tea. Okay, let's swap GPU. But those games where you press something, you gotta wait and they attack, is basically the worst part about mobile gaming nowadays, in my opinion. Excellent. Better stream Witcher 3 next gen. I keep forgetting about that one. I'll do it later because I have more games to cover that are newer. But I'll get to it eventually. Yeah, I keep forgetting. What a shame. I love The Witcher 3. But once I get more free of new games, because I'm now famous, I think, because I get free new games lately. I've been getting a lot of games to stream, which is a dream come true, actually. But that means I have to cover more stuff that is newer, which I'm not complaining. I love that. But now I get codes, so I can do, instead of buying new games as they release, like I did before, and skipping many of them because I couldn't afford them, I can now request them and maybe get one. So that's great. Instead of buying 7 games in a month, I can buy one that I'm not given for some reason. Nobody owes you a code. So yeah, sometimes when I do not get it, I can afford buying the game that I didn't get from the publisher. But the thing is, now I work full-time. I have a full-time job, so I can actually afford the games now, which is the other way around. It shouldn't have been like that. This game works on a toaster. Good. I mean, not exactly on a toaster, but yeah, I understand what you mean. So the settings used before were these ones. I'm going to do the same on the 1050 Ti, Maybe medium first, just to test the waters. And after that, we're doing maybe 900p. Hey, Core Co-op Gaming, it's been a while. Trepang 2 can run a 750 Ti? Yes, it can, probably. I mean, it seems pretty easy to run, but I'm super interested in checking it out. I played the demo and I fell in love with Trepang 2. Trepang 2 will be fun. Oh, I forgot to enable the FPS counter. Whoops. But I love when indie games succeed. Trepang 2 I think will be very popular. I mean, it's probably already popular, but after the G-Man Lives video, I'm pretty sure the game will get lots more attention. Okay, I think it's on 900p now, actually. That's pretty funny. Let's do 1080. Okay, 1080p. It's been a while, bad weather out here. Thunderstorm. Okay, it's already on medium by itself with low mirrors, which makes sense. It usually allows you to specify the detail of mirror reflections. The thing is, where do we have mirrors in this game? Skid marks on low. Okay, basically a medium preset. Gotcha. So, medium presets. Good to know. The game knew exactly what I was going to do. Okay. Let me see if they enabled any form of FSR. Okay, they didn't. Perfect. 40% sharpness. Let's go. Although it's hard lock to 30. VSync on? No, VSync off. Huh. That's weird. Okay. Let's try Australia. Okay, here we go. Wish me luck. Also, the medium preset is not everything on medium. Some stuff is on low, but that's okay. Yeah, I love when they put sharpness options for anti-aliasing, because TAA sometimes is way too soft. Okay, it's not using the whole GPU though. That's weird. It's at 78%. So we should be able to get 60s. I don't know what's happening. I'm confused. We shouldn't be CPU bound. It was using my whole GPU for the 1650. Yeah, it was using my whole GPU there back then. Hey, no, Tata, how's it going? Yeah, this is odd. I might restart the game after this. The GPU usage doesn't make sense. Let's try that again. Maybe there's something that shouldn't be enabled. Oh, maybe it's DX12 destroying the 1050 Ti. I'll lower the textures just in case. Although that shouldn't happen. I mean, come on. Yeah, the Outer Worlds is one of the softest one. Yeah, I agree with that one. Synchronous compute, texture streaming, variable rate shading. Maybe it's this. Because I never used this on a 1050 Ti before. Let's try that. How does DX12 cause issues? Well, usually, I mean, DX12, it's been here for a while actually. There wasn't real hardware DX12 for a while. So Nvidia doesn't actually, on the 10 series, yeah, from the 10 series backwards, there wasn't a native hardware DX12 support. So it's not exactly doing DX12. It's hard to explain. But the AMD cards did. That's why for a while AMD cards were better on DX12. When the RTX cards and the 16 series cards released, they had actual hardware DX12 compatibility. So that's usually why DX12 on cards from this generation isn't as good. Sí, Lux, rebobina el stream y lo vas a encontrar. Corre bastante bien. Alright. Yeah, no, it's not using the full GPU. That sucks. Let's try a lower resolution just to see if there is any difference whatsoever. And I'll restart the game as well. Happy to help, man. Yeah, it also happened with the Vulkan. When Doom released the Vulkan update, Doom 2016, I remember the Nvidia cards were getting wrecked with Vulkan in comparison to AMD. AMD was getting way better frame rates. Okay. 900p. Let's see. In the meantime, some water. Okay, still not using the full thing. Yeah, that's a disappointment. Although I'm getting better frame rates, so despite not using the full GPU, it's actually getting higher frame rates now. Interesting. Yeah, I like Vulkan more than DX12 personally. I mean, like it in a way that the compatibility of it, because you can run it outside of Windows. It's an open thing, so it's basically the successor of OpenGL. I wish a Vulkan was the norm. It would be easier for porting and all that stuff. But it requires more manual work from the developers. Like the X12. They give you too much freedom. Yeah, for RayTracing I don't remember Vulkan games with RayTracing, maybe Doom Eternal? Oh yeah, Doom Eternal. Although the RayTracing in this game is it's just reflections. Yeah, you can see your own reflection basically. It looks good, but you won't notice it much. We just stream Aliens Dark Descent. Yeah, I got an offer for that one. I still haven't decided. It all depends. If I can do these 3 streams right now, I'm going to request it. I got an email a couple days ago to ask me if I wanted to play it, and I'm doubting it. We'll see. It all depends on time. If I have the energy to make another stream, I'll do it. 8 used Vulkan for Doom Eternal. Imagine if it was the X12. If it was the X12, probably wouldn't have been as good. But we're not the engineers behind it, so who knows. Okay, just as an experiment, I'm going to keep the textures on low. And then we're going to restart the game just in case. So talking about Aliens Dark Descent, my issue is that less time available for me. Just to be sure, let's try the lowest textures to rule out the VRAM limitation, because that's pretty common nowadays. Mira Jesús, si estás limitado por CPU, es un salto bastante grande. Si lo podés hacer, genial. Acordate de actualizar el BIOS de tu placa madre. KRZDCN, ¿cómo estás? Those Aliens games run pretty hard on the 1650, stutters a lot, also medium is the way to go. Okay, thanks for the heads up. You found an article, hang on, before that? Yeah, still not using the GPU at its highest potential. Yeah, not even close to 100%. You found an article that says that the nighttime is more GPU intensive and kills the performance. Maybe you can try that. You mean in F1? Well, it makes sense. More lights. It actually makes sense, yeah. Good point. Yeah, that's true. There is more lights casting shadows. I'll try that. Let me see if that's an option in the benchmark. If not, we're going to be terrible at the game on our own. Before that though, let me very quickly crank up those textures to medium again and restart the game. I want to make sure there's no weirdness in the background. Is there a DX11 option? No DX11 option. I'm going to check though the folder. Sometimes there's a DX11 executable, who knows. But I think in F120 or 2020, I think in that one, no, there's only one executable. Yeah. So no, DX12 only. But I like that there's a story mode. That actually makes me want to play the game on my own. And also want to try it on the Steam Deck. ¿Cuál es el 4500 KRZ-DCN? Nunca escuché de ese. So this is DX12 and I'm maxing the GPU. See, yeah, I mean in some games that happens. Well, even on DX11, it depends on the engine in general. And hang on, I got a black screen. Hopefully my PC didn't crash. No, it didn't. Good. Let's try that again. There we go. So I remember, well, if you guys remember Devil Within 2 and Devil Within 1, they never maxed out the GPU. But on the 1650 it worked well, so my suspicion is that it's something DX12 related, because this is an older generation card. So that's usually a mixed bag on how games perform. Especially Vulkan games have been pretty poor on the 1050 Ti. Except in Doom Eternal, but that's a well-optimized game. So, yeah. You've been playing Fortnite these days, currently keeping up with the modern AAA titles in terms of turbo optimization. Yeah, Stutter Night. Fortnite has lots of stutter. I'm so disappointed. I mean, it's from Epic Games. They made the engine. Make it work. What the hell? Okay, let me see. Yeah, I cannot put it at nighttime for some reason. That's odd. Maybe Singapore will be at nighttime. But I'm going to try, or Qatar. But let me try very quickly the same map, Australia. Let me see if the GPU is fully utilized. If it's not, we're going to keep it like this. Yeah, it's a mess on PC, but I mean, if you made the engine, you should have a clue on how to make it, on how to fix it. Okay, now it's fully utilizing the GPU. Yeah, it is. So it was just a game restart thing. Yay! Okay. It was just a bug. Good. Good. So let's do 1080p then. 1080p should be 60. Cool. I'm happy to see this. Woof. Still relevant. Let's go back to 1080 then. I'm happy to see this. Let me see if it stays that way or I have to restart the game again because I changed the resolution. That's usually the question. You have huge FPS drops and GPU usage in Far Cry 5. That's pretty common, unfortunately. Especially when driving around. It's pretty common, yeah. Okay. We got it. 1080p medium preset is the way to go. It runs very well.
Okay, mate, final lap. Keep your concentration.
So guys, if you change settings, make sure to restart the game just in case. You never know. Awesome. Some stutter though, but that happened in the 1650 as well. Awesome. So guys, do you know which track is on nighttime? I'm guessing Qatar, because it's very hot on daytime. Or Singapore, that's usually at nighttime in real life. Yeah, I'll try Singapore. Otherwise, I'm happy I restarted the game. Singapore, here we go. If it's daytime, I'll be very surprised. Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, Singapore, Qatar, Las Vegas, Abu Dhabi are night races. Awesome. So I selected correctly. Perfect. Let's see with more dynamic lights. Because keep this in mind, guys. All those cars are going to be casting shadows. Yeah, look at this. Whoa. Yeah, that's significantly more demanding. That's insane. It makes complete sense. I mean, all the cars, look at those lights. All those lights are making those cars cast shadows. That's absolutely insane. Wow. Yeah, it makes complete sense that this is happening. Jesus Christ. You people in Uruguay watch F1 racing? Hell yeah. Many of us do. I watch it because my girlfriend watches it. But I see that these shadows are the issue. Too many lights casting shadows. That's insane. Wow. So you basically get half the frame rate on nighttime. But I like that they push this to the absolute limit. I mean, it's not necessary that they do this, but they did it anyway. So I'm very proud of them. Because that looks awesome. See, this is what I would call a next-gen feature. All those lights cast shadows. Bam. There you go. Although performance is affected greatly, of course. But I mean, it would be like, okay, if you're playing the game at daytime you get 60s, but if it's on nighttime you get 30s. It's a big difference. It reminds me when I tried Project Cars for the first time, that I was doing normal races, then I did a rain race and it was 30 frames instead of 60. It reminds me of that. So yeah, I don't think we can fix that without drastic setting changes. So you probably want to get like 100 FPS on daytime. I wish we had separate settings depending on the track. Let me see. Visual quality allows you to specify the lighting quality. No shit, Sherlock. The level of detail in the shadows. Let's try ultra low shadows very quickly. Just to see if it's actually better in any way. But I think a good option for this would be the amount of lights that can cast shadows. But that would destroy the aesthetic at nighttime. Yeah, no, it's still 30 frames. Yeah, the shadows are just lower resolution. But that's interesting. Okay. Let me see if there's any other obvious setting I could fix. Route mirrors, car helmet, weather effects, ground cover, trees, skid marks blending, ambient occlusion was disabled actually. Asynchronous compute, texture stream. Yeah, there's nothing obvious that comes here. Let me restart the game super quick just to make sure that's not a bug once again. But I think it's pretty obvious given what's on screen that we get half the frame rate. It makes complete sense. Here we go again. Have you ever had any benefit from using Nvidia Reflex on something? I turned it on, but not on the boost mode, only on. And I honestly don't notice a difference. I mean, if you're not looking for it, I'm not a professional gamer, so I cannot tell. It's probably faster, but I don't know, can't notice. You have a 1660 Super, 16 gigs of RAM, i5 10400F. Is that good? Yeah, it's faster than this for sure, so you'll be fine. You can play on the highest 1080p, without a doubt. But Nvidia Reflex again, I didn't notice any improvement. And I have a 144Hz monitor. Yeah, no, it's the same. So guys, on nighttime you're going to have half the performance. My advice is, if you're playing a nighttime map, lower the resolution. That's as far as I can go. Should I get a 32 GB of RAM or an M.2 SSD? Personally, I would say an M.2 drive. If you have a... Unless, well, do you have a normal SSD already? If you're only on a hard drive, yeah, sure, go for the M.2. Let's try FSR2 on performance. Oh, you know what? Instead of that, I can use dynamic resolution actually. Dynamic resolution target FPS, let's put 60 as the target. Dynamic resolution profile allows you to specify how aggressively the resolution is adjusted. Lazy, balance, aggressive. Let's put it on balanced. Resolution scale, minimum scale. I'll say 50% is too much. So let's put it at 66. This should be like 720p as a minimum. And this should keep us at 60 even on the nighttime maps. Let's see. Dynamic res 60 FPS. And let's see what happens. But it'll need to be very aggressive. You have trash internet, any miss input is deadly, so you just turn on reflex for the placebo effect. If it works for you, it works. Use reset reflex in Cyberpunk boost, make controls too slippery and no responsiveness improvement. Okay. Okay, dynamic resolution doesn't seem to be working at all. I mean, it's doing something, but it's not enough. Yeah, I'll need to put it on aggressive. You have a 220 SSD and a 1TB hard drive. I mean, it depends. If the game you're playing uses more than 16 gigs, then I would say go for the 32 gigs. Otherwise, the M.2 is a good upgrade as well. So if you're VRAM limited, system RAM limited on any game, increase the RAM. Otherwise, don't do it. Do the SSD. Let's put aggressive and 50%. Wish me luck. FSR can be used with GTX cards. Yes, it can. You can use it on any GPU, FSR2. I'd say if you can get 50s on a game like this, it might be okay. I agree. But still, dynamic resolution is not aggressive enough for nighttime maps. And we're already much lower in the resolution side. So yes, just too much for the GPU. Yeah, dynamic resolution saved me as well. Many times. But in this case, it doesn't. So maybe let's do a balance. Let's keep it on 900p medium. We keep dynamic resolution at 60 for those bigger maps. And the maps that are already at 60 won't have any drop in resolution. So let's do that as ideal settings, despite not being perfect. Dynamic resolution profile balance, minimum resolution 55%. Let's put 60. Target FPS 60. There's sharpening as well, so that's good. So 900p. Medium preset. Dynamic resolution and balance targeting 60. Minimum percentage resolution is 60%. The medium preset is this. And what else am I missing? No, that should be it. So now we restart the game just in case. And we're going to run those maps again. Sí, suerte con eso, Lux. Lo de la RAM. Si tenés 16 de RAM y algún juego no te alcanza la RAM, metele más RAM. Si no, ponele un SSD. Porque me estaba preguntando, ¿mejoro mi SSD o agrego más RAM? Y ahí estaba mi respuesta. I said something I already said in English, but in Spanish. That's why I spoke a little bit there. Still looks fine? Yeah, I agree. It does look fine. But the performance improvement was like 8 frames. Wasn't a big deal there. But 900p should be good. I mean, it's a 1050 Ti. I don't know if you saw, you're a big fan, you watch a lot of different GPU cards. And is The Last of Us fixed? Well, thanks for being here. It's not fixed. Still needs work. It's better than before, but not good enough, in my opinion. Okay, here we go. 900p, medium preset, dynamic resolution targeting 60. Let's see if Singapore improved in any way. If it didn't, well, we're just going to keep it like this. Then the way you delivered those sad news was pretty funny in your opinion. What sad news? Yeah, no, it's still not good enough. It's into the 40s now. So this is way more acceptable, but still. Okay. Will you test 6 days in? Yes, I will. Later today. I'll do 6 days now, and then Trepang 2. Okay, yeah. Okay, so we're into the 40s now. So I'll keep that as good enough. But in races that are not in nighttime, it will be 60, no matter what. The Last of Us not being fixed, I mean... Oh. Yeah, I mean... Whatever. I'm happy it's on PC. It will be fixed eventually. Ah, bien. Gracias, Ivan. Sí. Guys, if you have Game Pass, it probably includes EA Play. You can play 5 hours of this game, if you're interested. That's true. Thanks for the information, Ivan. I appreciate that. You could also add testing X-Defined online technical test. I don't think I got an invite for that one. I'll wait for it to release. It's a free-to-play game, so. And as you can see on a non-night map, I said map twice. You get over 60 all the time, so the dynamic resolution doesn't kick in. So you should be good. And this room to spare should help in rainy situations as well. The survivor just dies on a 580 when reaching city in some desert-like location. Many people talked about that bug actually. Yeah, that's another game that has to be fixed. Okay. This is good. I'll put rain and swap GPUs. I'm interested in trying DLSS on this one. Hopefully there's not a lot of ghosting. There's probably ghosting, but still. Okay, let's try that again. I'm just going to put the rain there. And drink water. The 1660 was never a 1440p card. If you lower the settings, you should be fine. And now that we have FSR, okay, in the rain it seems to be fine, and probably dynamic resolution will kick in once the particles show up. Yeah, there we go. I can see the resolution dropping.
Okay, this is your final lap of the race.
Okay, it says into the 50s it seems. Although, no, never mind, it drops into the 40s. So rain and nighttime are the performance killers, basically. But on the rain it holds up better than on nighttime. But I see the ghosting behind the car. So the key is playing first person or with the TV camera above the halo of the car. Hey Marco, how's it going? And now it's a little bit better. So there you go, 900p, medium preset, dynamic resolution 60, and good luck. So what should I set my GPU fans on the Nvidia? Automatic should be fine. Yeah, dynamic resolution like this. So those are the settings. It drops when on rain, but most people I think don't play in this weather. And on nighttime, which is a shame because there is quite a few maps that are on nighttime. So if you want those maps on nighttime to be a tiny bit better, play at 720p, but it's still not going to be 60, unfortunately. Okay, let's do the 3050. Let's go! Why haven't you tried fully low? Because it didn't change much, unfortunately. I mean, on the lowest, it does improve performance, but it's still not 60. That's the issue. So if it's still not 60, and it looks much worse, what's the point? Of course, that's just my opinion, and also I'm limited on time today. Yeah, I mean, the 1050 Ti can still play the game, that's impressive. Especially that you can play at 1080p even if you want to. That's no small feat. You have a 1050 Ti still giving you, but you're buying a 4060 laptop? Yeah, should be fine. You get a lot of enjoyment out of it, that's for sure. Hopefully it has a high TDP. Okay. On this one we're going to try 1080p highest, just to see what happens. Without RTX. At least right now. Although in this game you're not going to notice it if you're not doing a side-by-side comparison. You're not going to notice it much. Already the screen space reflections are pretty good. So again, later today we get this game and this game. I'm excited. If you have under 80 degrees, why bother? Why bother? What do you mean? Oh, you mean because of the fan speed? Yeah, I mean 75 should be a good target. 80, at least I don't like much to be at 80. It's still safe. But I mean, if it's winter, very cold, I like to keep it at 75 to 80. You're at 83C sometimes. On what was the card? I forgot. Which card do you have? 83 is a little bit high, in my opinion. Okay, it's compiling shaders. That's why CPU at 100%. Gotcha. 1660 Super 2 fan. Well, maybe consider an undervolt. I have a video teaching people how to undervolt. Also, what's the weather like in your country? Very hot, very cold? It's probably like 35 Celsius, right? Awesome. Yeah, Trepang 2 has to run great, but I still want to check it out. I cannot not check it out. The one, well, and the other one, 6 Days in Fallujah, is probably going to be super demanding on my brain. So after I do that, I need to turn my brain off with Trepang 2. Okay, detail presets, ultra high, but we disable ray tracing. Can I disable ray tracing? Off, 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 off. Enabling DLSS or DRS support in video mode settings can help improve performance in this area, blah, 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 yeah. Yeah, but I disabled every effect, so it should be disabled. Okay. Okay, gotcha. All right, 1080p Ultra, RT off. In my case, I do not have any intake, so you set your box fan near your PC to blow in front. It can be very hot in America, but my room is pretty cool. Okay, but how many degrees? Okay, video mode, 1080p, 60 Hz. Oh, it already enabled DLSS for me. LOL. There's also frame generation, only for the 40 series cards. Interesting. Okay, 1080p Ultra, but RT off. Let's first try something that it will actually run well, and then we try the rest. You completed Resident Evil Remake 4 with Resident Evil 4 Remake on the 1050 Ti with FSR2 and it was playable. Makes complete sense. It does work. Okay, we're getting 83 FPS on the highest settings in here. Probably going to drop once I get to the wet locations. Okay, yeah, it's pretty good. Let's do rain, and after that we do nighttime. That's going to be the interesting one. Oh, okay, it uses low VRAM usage in Trepang 2. Awesome. Happy to see that. Let's see, rain. Let's see if it kills the GPU. I think we have the house set to 65 to 70 degrees. Yeah, but that's Fahrenheit. I mean Celsius. Let's put 70 F to C. 70 F to C. Okay, 21 degrees Celsius. It shouldn't be that hot. Yeah, consider an undervolt. Okay. Upper 50s. But this is the highest settings, so it makes sense. Okay. Still has ghosting. Oh, maybe it's not ghosting. Maybe it's the motion blur. That the intensity is set to very low. Let me disable motion blur super quickly. I like it in racing games. But maybe it's the motion blur intensity. What happens if I do this? Allows you to specify the level of blurring applied to the objects. Let's try the highest motion blur. And in the meantime, let's select Singapore. Because nighttime kills the GPUs so far. You're not defending Nvidia, but you think 8 GB of RAM should be enough for 1080p gaming with high textures? I mean, it should, but it's not always the case. That's the issue. That's just reality. Okay, what the hell? It runs fine on nighttime. So it was a 1050 Ti problem. Look at that, guys. The 1050 Ti was half the performance in this map. So it was not a thing with the game. It It was actually, maybe they were using some DX12 feature. Oh, maybe it's the asynchronous compute. Awesome. Finally, a real application. Interesting. Wow. That's awesome. Yeah, asynchronous compute natively on the 1050 Ti is not on the hardware, as far as I remember. And that helps a lot in places with lots of light sources as well. That's one of the DX12 features that was advertised a lot to improve performance. I can finally see it in real life. Should you use MSI Afterburner to undervolt? Yeah, I would say so. I'll send you a link to my video, so you can do it on your own. It's a very easy process, actually. Just be patient. There's the video. Enjoy. Good luck. Good luck to you, sir. Okay. So personally, I wouldn't stay on the highest. Do you do this on the 1660 Super? I do it on all my cards. It always helps. Although some cards can be a lower voltage than others. Silicon lottery at that point. Yeah, asynchronous compute was also in Rise of the Tomb Raider. I remember it helped me in the Geothermal Valley. But on the older cards, I mean, it's the first time I see it very obviously being an improvement. That's what I was trying to say. Okay, so that's the highest settings. Would I use the highest settings? Probably not. I'll probably use high, so let's put it on high. I mean, it looks good, but high and ultra high usually is not a huge difference. Usually. I might be wrong. Okay. Let's try that again. I might restart the game. Are you going to test the ray tracing too? Yeah, I will. I'm interested. Especially in the rain. Yeah, the 3050 is DLSS for the masses. Okay, yeah, this is way better. Yeah, guys, keep it on high. There's no reason to go on ultra high. The game still looks great. Oh, of course, the mirrors. I see that the mirrors have a lower frame rate. That's interesting. So as you can see, it's fine. I just want to imagine the performance hit that ray tracing will have once I put it in the rainy scenario. Cool. Let's enable ray tracing. I'll put it on medium first and see how it looks. Okay, so what do we want from ray tracing? Okay, there's medium and high. Let's keep it on medium. Ray trace shadows, sure, why not? Ray trace reflections, sure, why not? But then DDGI. This is oh, global illumination. Oh, cool. That's sick. Transparent reflections allows you to specify ray trace. Transparent reflections are enabled. Okay, for glass. I get it. Yeah, the only one that I never enable is ambient occlusion, because if we have ray trace shadows and global illumination, why would I enable ray trace ambient occlusion? Let's put everything on, whatever, who cares? RT medium. Now let's give it a try. I'm going to restart the game though, just to be sure everything's fine. It's going to catch fire! They called me a madman. They called me a madman. But here I am. It's going to explode. Turn it off, Otto, turn it off! The funny thing is, all the light sources that are in the nighttime map in Singapore are probably going to be ray traced. So here we go. Maybe they are not all ray traced, but who knows? Let's find out. I love doing this. You are evil. Yeah, I'm the resident evil. RTX evil. So high settings, ray tracing on all the options, but on medium. And let's go to Singapore. Please don't explode. Evil is evil. Greater, lesser, middling. It's all the same. Okay. Huh. Okay, I'm noticing so far, I think it's a mix of ray tracing and actual shadow maps. Yeah, I can see that they're very, how to say, very grainy shadows. Not sure if you guys noticed. That's probably due to the medium setting. But it's not 30 frames, it's still 50. That's pretty impressive. But I can notice that, yeah, the reflections have that graininess. It's pretty distracting. That's maybe because it's on medium, but still. Yeah, I think they're mixing the shadow maps. Those are the shadows that look good with the actual ray tracing. Still, runs better than I anticipated. Although, let's be honest, if I don't look at them side by side, I mean, you can see that it's more accurate to the reflections, especially in the metals. Let's see inside of the cockpit if we can see the arms of the... Okay, yeah, I can see the difference there. Yeah, the reflections are more accurate, but still, the refresh rate of the reflections is pretty low, and they are more grainy. Still, performs better than I anticipated. Yeah, 360p, you're not going to notice the difference. I mean, I could put a mask and you could still recognize me at 360p. Well, good thing I'm streaming in AV1. AV1 increases quality across all the resolutions. Let's try high ray tracing. Let's see if it looks any better. And let me see if the... Okay, it's not DLSS. So without DLSS we get playable frame rates even with ray tracing on. Yeah, we're going to do rain right after this. Don't worry. We're getting there. Let me check first if the high ray tracing is any better. Okay, the high ray tracing is way more demanding, but it still looks grainy. Yeah, super grainy. Oh yeah, sorry. I'll update the text. Thank you. I mean, I can see less graininess, but still lots of grain. You did the underbolt. Should I restore my PC? That was very quick. I don't think you followed the instructions. You don't have to copy the numbers you saw in the video. That's what I'm trying to say. If you hit apply, it should work right away. Restart your PC if the underbolt makes your PC crash. Okay, it is better like this. Would I turn it on? Definitely no. The ones that I would actually turn on are the reflections, just to get more performance. Okay, let's try rain. You guys asked for it, we deliver. Let's go. So I'm going to do the nastiest performance attack to this GPU, nighttime with rain. Let's destroy the GPU. Destroy it! Singapore at night with wet surfaces. You don't think it's working correctly? Why not? You got to 7 minutes in the video, you did the frequency to 1900. I mean, you think it's not working correctly because of the performance? I mean, the performance is significantly worse. Okay. I mean, yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, it makes sense that it drops below 30 here because the reflections are ray traced, but still. How does your testing job pay? Is it a good career? Depends on the company you work for and what type of testing you do. I do not do only testing, unfortunately. So, if I did only testing, I wouldn't have a good salary. I do more things. It really depends on the company you get to, which type of testing you're doing. So I cannot speak for everyone. But it's a good career. There's more now testing is more respected than in the past. In the past people thought that, well, how to say this? The word out was like, okay, testers are people that try to be programmers but couldn't do it. And that's not true. Testing is more of an unbiased look at something that someone developed. Yeah, I mean, the ray tracing I think is working. Would I use it? Nah. In this game at least, no, because the refresh rate of the reflections is too low. If you look at the car reflections, especially in first person, let me show you that very quickly. You're going to notice that it's not... they're like at 20 frames per second, the reflections. Thanks, man. Yeah, I mean, that's the best description I can give to it. Let me show you what I'm talking about the reflections. Okay, so I'm keeping the same camera angle so we can see the cockpit. So if you look at the reflections on the metal, not the mirrors, the metal. I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but it doesn't match the refresh rate of the screen. They're like this. Also, they are very low resolution, pretty grainy, and they are not fluid. They're like the frame rate on them is very low. It's distracting. I wouldn't use this. And it makes sense. I mean, if they updated those reflections faster, we wouldn't be able to do it in real time. It wouldn't be possible. So I think while ray tracing is nice, it's not ready. What I would use probably is the global illumination, but the reflections are just too distracting. Yeah, maybe I would use this one, DDGI, and then probably some of the shadows. Yeah, I would use this too, probably. DDGI and ray trace shadows, but before that, yeah, let's keep those two. So only shadows, RT high, shadows, and GI. Because ambient occlusion looked grainy as well. So let's try with those, and then we do the DLSS. And let's see what happens. I mean, at least idle, my PC is at 29, usually like 35. Are your fans at 0% when your GPU is doing nothing? And as you can see, the performance improvement is huge, which makes complete sense. And as you can see now, while the reflections are not 100% amazing, they're way more fluid. Way more fluid. What do they refer to with DD in global illumination? Good question. I haven't checked. We'll see. Allow me a moment. Yeah, this looks much better. I mean, much better, much less distracting. I set my fan speed to 65. Should I lower it? If you keep it at 60 or 50 from the get-go, that's what I do in general. I keep my fan at 50% and then ramp it up to 70 to 80% when I'm gaming. And that worked pretty well for me with the fan curve. I don't mind the noise much because I have noise cancelling headphones. Let me see without any ray tracing if the reflections look any better. Because maybe if I increase the quality of the screen space reflections, that would be good. Todo bien, Phoenix, ¿y vos? Okay, let's see. Okay, and this card is not going to be as noticeable, unfortunately. Okay, yeah. Yeah, the reflections are still like that. Okay. So, what about ray tracing? Well, personally, so far, the reflections, I didn't like them because the refresh rate of them is very low, so it distracts me quite a bit. That's the first thing. Secondly, do not put ray tracing quality on medium, it's too grainy. So this allows you to specify ray trace shadows are enabled. I like ray trace shadows in general. Ray trace reflections, don't use this. Ray trace ambient occlusion, you can use it, but the cards move so fast that even on high, the refresh rate, it's too grainy. The ambient occlusion is distracting. Reflections, no. And DDGI is dynamic diffuse global illumination. Computing diffuse lighting using ray tracing to create more realistic rendering. So use either only this one or this one and ray trace shadows. That would be my advice, at least for what I've seen so far. And I would increase the lighting to ultra high, the mirrors to ultra high, and the car and helmet reflections to ultra high, including the reflections. So you at least don't get low refresh rate reflections without ray tracing. So RT will be on high, which is shadows and DDGI, dynamic diffuse global illumination. And what else? Yeah, this is basically high with ultra textures plus reflections. Yeah, that's basically my settings. It'd be high ultra textures, ultra reflections, and ray tracing on high with only shadows and global illumination. Let's restart the game. Is your job related to English? Yes, we speak a lot of English there. We have a lot of clients that are overseas. Yeah, all our clients speak English, actually. I do a lot of the communication part with the clients. Hey, Med Tayeb 3D, how's it going? Not happy to say, but I don't think we're ready for ray tracing yet. I mean, it makes sense. Baby steps. I remember when shadows in games became a thing and people say, oh, that's useless. You don't pay attention to that. And at that time, shadows, dynamic shadows, not possible. But it got way better with time. So, I mean, we're not ready yet, but it's good that we're trying. So, yeah. Okay, let's see. So with these settings, we're probably going to drop below 60 in rainy conditions, but then I enable DLSS and everything should be fine. EA Sports. Here we go, moment of truth. In some games, the RT is pretty good even right now. Yeah, it depends on the game. What I mean is, in this game in particular, we're not ready. Because there's too much movement too fast, so you really notice if the ray tracing, the refresh rate of the reflections is low, because there's so much movement going on. It requires more processing power. Yeah, this is much better. Yeah, the reflections are better, the mirrors are better. Okay, yeah, I'll play it like this. Yeah, the refresh rate of the reflections is better now. And they are screen space. Oh, they don't need to be 100% accurate. I mean, it looks nice, don't get me wrong. But already the fake reflections are good. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. And you get the bonus of the ray trace shadows and global illumination. If you care about that, of course. Would a 2060 be a big change from 1660 Super? I don't remember. I think it's not a huge jump. I mean, you get the LSS, which is a big improvement. Let me see. Yeah, it should be a good improvement in newer games. But it's not like night and day. Maybe 10 frames ahead if you're lucky. Hey, Danny. I mean, yeah, 1660 Super, in the best case scenario, is 10 frames behind of the 2060, which is rare. Most times it's not 10 frames ahead. But you get the advantage of DLSS and RTX. But you get 6 gigs of VRAM. I would upgrade to something with more than 6 gigs. Of course, that's just my opinion. Okay, so now I'll use DLSS because we're below 60. So 1080p DLSS quality. Okay, I'll put a space below because this is unreadable. There we go. All right, let's keep going. This should save us and give us 60, but we'll see. Okay. And if this is not enough, we can always disable ray tracing. Okay. Yeah, once the cars start moving, we're going to suffer, right? Okay. Okay, looks pretty good with DLSS still. What I don't like is that the wetness in the helmet is pixelated as frick. Super pixelated. Not sure if you guys noticed. In the middle of the screen. That effect of the helmet being wet is garbage. It's pixelated as fuck. Looks terrible. Yeah, this looks good. So if you want ray tracing, you can do it with DLSS quality. In rainy situations, it's going to drop below 50. So yeah, personally, I'll just turn it off. Just turn it off and enjoy the game. So let's disable ray tracing. And let's do 1440p now. Yeah, I don't know who greenlit that effect close to the camera. Looks bad. 1080p. This is 1440p now. 1440p high. Ultra textures and reflections. No RT. Okay. And let me see if I'll keep DLSS or not. I think, yeah, let's keep DLSS on quality. In this game, at least, it'll look good, in my opinion. Layers of Fear is amazing. Oh yeah, I also was offered a code for that. I didn't try it yet. It's an Unreal Engine 5 game, so I'm super interested in checking it out. Is it DLSS or the rain? It's the rain. Okay, that wasn't enough. Oh wait, why did I put the reflections on Ultra at 1440p? Am I stupid? More than usual? Yes. Very immersive, awesome. Yeah, I want to try that one. The thing is, time constraints. I was on vacation when that game released as well. As AO. I can't get over the name of Advanced SSAO. Okay. Let's try that again. $1440p high. You just learned the 3050 watt power supply. Whoa. Yeah. Yeah. Get a better power supply. Never go cheap on the power supply. Okay, so in the worst case scenario at 1440p with quality DLSS, we're into the 50s. Okay, that's fine. It's 1440p on a 3050. But never go cheap on the power supply. Maybe try a 650 watt that is from a reputable brand. That will last forever. Okay. We're fine. Alright. Let's do 4K now. 4K. And DLSS will keep it on performance. Because it looks good. Like that. Okay, let's continue. I'm going to restart the game though, just in case. I've been burnt too many times. Okay, here we go. Also, I'm not seeing the EA Play launcher. Is this another game that doesn't have EA launcher? Please tell me so. Do you need to have MSI Afterburner running, and you can have it on the tray to run its configuration? If it's in the tray, it's fine. That means that it's running in the background. I always have it enabled, works fine. Okay, here we go, moment of truth, 4K. A million FPS inbound. Although on this card, I'll probably play on 1080p, even 1440p. Let's put all the cameras. And I'm getting lots of messages on WhatsApp from my family because we're getting a new car. A bus T-boned my car when I was driving. It wasn't my fault, so we got all that insurance money. We're going to buy another car. Luckily, the car was so wrecked that that they said, "Okay, it's too expensive to fix it. We're giving you money." Okay, yeah, 4K we're not getting 60s. Probably medium makes more sense. So yeah, let's try without rain, just to check that out. But I mean, I wouldn't do 4K on this card personally. If I had the chance to do 1440p, 4K is way too much. Can the 3050 be faster than the 2060 on VRAM hungry games? If it's a VRAM hungry game, yeah, definitely. It depends on how VRAM hungry it is. Because when you are VRAM limited, good luck. Let's try without rain. I'm going to guess that without rain it will be 60s, but hey, who knows? Okay, I was wrong. Okay, so medium settings it is, I guess. Man, it looks so good at this resolution. But it's into the 50s, so that's good. Acceptable. What I do not want to do is sacrifice the settings for the resolution in this case, because it's not native 4K, it's performance FSR, performance DLSS. It still looks much better than a 1080p image, but I don't know. I don't want to sacrifice the settings because 4K. But I'll do it anyway. So probably the best settings is medium settings 4K. So let's do that. And I finished the stream because I have 2 more to do. Medium. Let's go. You're playing Bayonetta 1 with a 1050 Ti. I thought it was really easy. It's not an easy game, but it's super enjoyable. If you like that one, consider playing Devil May Cry 5. Okay, yeah, this is much better. Okay, so if you fancy playing at 4K with performance DLSS, you can do it. 60s would drops into the upper 50s. But why would you? I don't know. Personally, I would rather play at 1440p on high or at 1080p on high. Sorry, on high with ultra reflections. And you'll be getting way better reflections on the cards. On medium, you lose those glossy reflections on the card's body. Oh yeah. Anyway, I think we should be jumping into the next game now. It will be a separate live stream, but you guys will be redirected to it. We're doing 6 days in Fallujah, which should be 7:20 p.m. here. I'll wait till 8 p.m. here to do it. I need a small break. So let's put it on listed, 8 p.m. 22nd. That should be it. I'm going to jump into the next one. I'm still getting 100% utilization in games. We're gonna play for a while and check temps. Okay, good luck. You got this, man. Okay, so 6 days in Fallujah is the next one. In around 40 minutes, I'll be live again. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did checking it out. F1 games always surprised me with the graphics. This one, disappointed me with the RT implementation, but I understand why they have to limit RT like that. There's too much movement, so it's probably difficult to implement in a playable fashion. So yeah, I'll be playing that other game that I just mentioned, 6 Days in Fallujah, in around 40 minutes. I hope I see you there. After that, we're playing Trepang 2, which I'm super excited about. So thank you so much for watching. BattleBit, I saw it, I'm interested, but still, it's a game I'm probably playing later on. We'll see. Thanks guys, see ya in a bit. Bye bye. Thanks for watching. Love you all. And thanks EA for the review code.